hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to my room. I know it's been a while since I've done a recording in here, mostly because, you know, I've been doing some stuff, doing some things these last 5 years. So it's been a while since I've been able to record a video up in here, but regardless, I'm glad to be back again. There are many things in life that you should never be. Broke, unhealthy, a rapist, a masochist, a whole bunch of other things I can't even think of right now because it's early in the morning and I'm still waking up. But the point is, though, is that there's a lot of stuff you just should not be. And one of those things is Tammy Newborn. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. Tammy Newborn. Tammy Newborn, for those of you who don't know, is an internet troll that is known for worshiping 4Kids like they're the second coming of Christ. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Like, this man, for like the last 15 years or so, give or take, has been actively on these two videos right here, one of which no longer has comments active on it, probably because of him, and the other one, it's still active, but still, I can guarantee you that out of all of the 708,000 views that are on this video right here, that probably 700,000 of them came from this individual, because that's all he does. I very much agree with what this video is saying, and I approve this message. 4Kids ruined my childhood, and I have trauma because of it. Real. Oh, Baba, you based your whole childhood on 4Kids anime dub content. You really had little of a life worth even caring about. Get outside and live a lot more, or better yet, it's too late for you. Eat some eggs and smell. Their dubs were still gracious and enjoyable, and you were too ditzy to look between the lines to see this charm like I have. Being a lover. A 4Kids lover. Stick it. For those of you who don't know, 4Kids was basically a company that was responsible for dubbing anime and localizing it, localizing it for American audiences, basically. They had their own shows also, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is fire, by the way. I recommend checking it out if you haven't already. One of the best things they've produced, actually, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. But point is, though, that they were known for localizing anime, and unfortunately, back when they started localizing anime, the world was a different place, the towers were still up, COVID hadn't happened, obviously. Phones didn't exist. The point is, the world was just different. The world was a different place back in the day. And as a result, the localizing laws were also different. So 4Kids kind of shot themselves in the foot by getting a whole lot of anime that was very, very violent and not really for kids necessarily. As a result, 4Kids kind of gained a reputation for just being an overall company that isn't to be trusted with dubbing and localization, and as a result, they don't really get the best press for it, you know? They didn't always get the best press for it, I should say, because they have since filed for bankruptcy and are no longer around. But that doesn't stop our little pal Tammy over here. No, it does not. This man is unhinged. All right, this guy left a comment that just says was. Makes sense. I'm guessing he's referring to the fact that 4Kids is now dead and is no longer a thing. That's why he's saying was for idiots. It never was. So don't be clever there with that wording to show any agreeing with this title because 4Kids is not around anymore. 4Kids was never for idiots in the literal sense. And Flavi's just like, okay. And then Tammy, aka Pumpkin Cake 50, as he's going by in this moment, now stick that thumb emoji in your eye and your nose until you lose all sense of life for being so stubborn and ridiculous about all of this. For the last 11 years, every single day, anytime somebody comments, and it could be literally the most recent comment, it can be like a month ago, you will go and scroll through the comments, you will see him chug 4Kids like they are like just this godsend. And of course, 4Kids totally screwed up the Sonic Adventure 2 arc of Sonic X by changing Maria Robotnik's fate to Gun kidnapping her instead of killing her. Oh, so you would have liked to see that good character die. Some monster you are. Probably because in the game, that's how it happened. She did die in the game. So, God forbid, somebody wants the cartoon to stay accurate to the game. The dub had some passion saving her to see another day, idiot. How about you take it for what it's worth and let the woman have some more life in another version of the show? She'll have to come out of the dub and take yours for being ungrateful. And the sad thing is that he's really proud of this. In fact, let me just read you some of the stuff that he said to give you more of an idea on how unhinged he can be. Man, whatever happened to this channel? They died. as they should have for making rubbish videos like this. I took the liberty of taking 10 years trolling and thrashing 4Kids hater on, mostly under the name Tammy Newborn. 4Kids should not have and could and should have remained reigning, but they still live on in some form through Konami at the very least. Ha 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 ha! You haters thought you could take them down, but nada! I should mention that I actually even tried reasoning with him a few years back also. Basically, I was just telling him that I know you like 4Kids as a company and that's cool, but you know, they were not perfect. They had flaws. They had positives, but also they had negatives. And I literally asked him, like, what makes you constantly hate on people who don't share the same opinion as you? Like, and of course, Tammy, being the way he is, left me this gem right here. Dude, shut the hell up and get out of my yard, please. Nowhere have I ever stated 4Kids was perfect and did nothing wrong. I pointed out their flaws, but even they can taken with their better respect and reason than the haters are giving to them. I called them out on their dubs not being completed and edits that are goofy, but a lot of these were out of their control and they still had good intentions. Frankly, they're not major enough to get me to downright hate them, like they still didn't have their accomplishments and success. The bottom line is, people are so focused on the bad and misunderstand it or take it to extreme measures. They forget about what made 4Kids good to begin with, and that is what I'm trying to reach people. I am uprising the positives and even finding some silver lining with the negatives. So these so-called issues these haters have aren't so bad as they lead themselves to believe. How dare you misunderstand my fight here? You obviously don't get it and need to get back the fuck down and die. RemoteLogic, you want to call yourself? Ha! I should break you so you become DemoteLogic. That's a much better name for your candy tasteless ass. Given that Netflix managed to do One Piece right, it's further proof that 4Kids had no excuses to butcher One Piece. Boy, sit the hell down and eat slurm. I don't even know what is slurm. They are doing a live action adaptation that is not the same as dubbing in anime, and they're even cutting out things far more drastic than what the dub did. So how are they really doing it better? Oh yeah, they're not! But this is you being delusional, as always, comparing apples to oranges. The live action looks like a joke and does not work with the style of anime at all. Some shows just does not warrant the live action treatment, but not shocked you of all things, yes, things, would enjoy such rubbish. Of course, when I did this was like, I think 5 or 6 years ago when I left him this initially. Let's see how he is now. I hit him up again 2 months ago, and it was still kind of the same thing. Tammy, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to be called Mario Addict C. I was in high school then, now I'm in college. What has changed in your life? Not much of a damn thing. I volunteer more at needy places, I guess. I am doing more writing projects. Why not focus more on those writing projects unless on staying a dubbing company that no longer exists? Because a company's work status does not mean a damn thing when their legacy is still being tarnished and misunderstood, and thus need a savior like me to come to their aid. Deal with it. You call yourself RemoteLogic, so be logical about this for once. Focusing more on something that benefits you, like writing projects, instead of staying in a company that is not only out of business but doesn't even know you exist, seems pretty logical to me, in my opinion. Maybe you should take my advice. He clearly did not take my advice. The point is, you should just really try to do everything in your power to avoid becoming like this person, because it serves nobody, and honestly, he's just making a fool of himself, and he's probably just doing this for attention. It's not normal to go through and praise a company that's been dead for like nearly a decade, and who doesn't even know that you exist, and defend them as if that's gonna do anything. Like, I don't really think Alfred Kahn, if that's his name, really cares that there is this man who is, you know, defending projects that he did like 10, 15 years ago. I don't think he really cares about that. So, moral of the story is, whatever you become in life, just remember, at least you are not Tammy Newborn. I know that helps me sleep better at night. I should mention also that Tammy Newborn's real name is actually Devontae Huntley, and he's actually gotten arrested for stalking people and for just doing overall weird stuff in real life. So this goes to show you, I don't know the validity of these statements, but I just thought I'd mention that. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know if you've heard of Tammy Newborn in the comments below. Peace and blessings. Bye.